All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing pretty well today. I almost didn't make it because so I use this software for my streaming called Streamlabs, and I on Mac there apparently is not a like great support for it as far as like automated transitions and stuff go. So I almost forgot to click the transition button because I was signing up for some Super Bowl squares like a minute ago. so. And I couldn't figure out, so I'm a little bit distracted right now. All right, so welcome back. Hope you all have had a good week. Before I forget, just a quick note. I'll touch on it at the end of the stream as well. But next week there will not be a stream. I am taking next Friday off work and am going to take my family up to Great Wolf Lodge in Wisconsin Dells. So that'll be fun. Nice little 3-day weekend, but no live stream next week as a result. Okay, so this week we are back with the Movie Ratings Project. We've been at this project for several weeks now, and we're coming in. We're getting toward the home stretch. So in the previous live stream, we had gone through a number of different model algorithm candidates, and then at the end of them, we selected two. And now we're going to, as part of this live stream, build a full model training pipeline with all the information that we've done so far. So I don't know how long this live stream is going to take me. It could be quick. It could be a little bit longer, or not longer, but at least normal. I have tempted, if it goes super quick, to see if I can get this model trained using AWS SageMaker. I think that's a little bit optimistic, especially considering that, I do want to show you all, maybe not in this live stream, but how to do a model training job using AWS SageMaker, particularly with like a bring your own container pattern. However, now that I've said that out loud, I have remembered that because I'm doing all my work on here on an M1 based Apple Mac Mini, that apparently whenever I try to push a Docker container that I built from this Mac Mini up into the Elastic Container Registry ECR, that SageMaker does not like the containers that I build. So I actually for a previous live stream, I got my Microsoft Surface charging over here. I had to actually build the container on the Surface over here and then upload it to ECR from there. That way I could actually make use of it. So just something to be aware of if you are one of those new Mac users. I've actually found quite a few quirks with these new Macs. I mean, I don't want to discourage people from getting them because I'm sure that people work them out over time. But I've had a heck of a time trying to get TensorFlow installed on here. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know if this is still the case, but at least as of a couple months ago, Anaconda still wasn't natively supported. And actually, most recently last week, you might have seen that I was having some struggles getting Cat Boost installed on here. And lo and behold, apparently Cat Boost cannot be installed on M1 Apple machines yet. And so that is exactly why I could not install it. So yeah, that'll be interesting, especially whenever I upgrade my work laptop to one of the M1s. I'm still excited for I still like the whole idea. In fact, like the hyperparameter tuning on this M1 Mac Mini just flies, but these issues I've had have not been fun. By the way, I'm eating some M&Ms. I'm trying to lose all my COVID weight, so this is actually the first time I've had M&Ms all year. I'm down 18 pounds so far, but yeah, I thought I deserved a little break. And I got my drink here, as per usual. By the way, before we jump into the stream, I've been trying to think of like a fun ritual to open these streams with. So specifically, I know there's a guy who does live streams like this every day, where he will grab his drink and do a what he calls the simultaneous sip, where he encourages everybody to take a drink of their coffee or whatever or beverage choice at the same time. I thought that would be fun, although that is a direct rip off that guy, so I'm trying to think of an alternative one. Can't think of one. I actually have thought about. I don't know how fun this would be though, for you all to see me do this. But the super popular game right now, Wordle. I'm pretty sure I could code the back end for that in a live stream. Like it wouldn't be that difficult at all. I don't know UIs very well, so I wouldn't try to attempt a UI, but I think I could create a command line version of like a Wordle clone. And so I didn't know if like that would be a fun thing to do at the start of each stream, is try to do my clone Wordle clone things. By the way, I do have both of my dealios down here, my streaming comments for LinkedIn and YouTube up, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. But okay, so let's go ahead and jump into trying to create this model pipeline for our project. So first things first, and we're going to do this all in a Jupyter notebook to start with. That's how we've been working this entire time. But as we actually, this is probably the last Jupyter notebook we're going to be working out of, because from here on out, it's going to be refactoring these things into Python scripts that can be used for other things. So namely, like I said, I want to create a train.py file, make it usable with AWS SageMaker, so then we could do a stream on SageMaker, or a stream on training with SageMaker. So the more I say that out loud, I think that probably will be a separate stream. Like I'm feeling a little bit sluggish today. It's been a week. I'm just tired. So let's go ahead and open up our browser, Safari. At least because I have a persistent version of Jupyter Hub on my computer here. Jupyter. Do I have anything running? Nope. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our movie ratings project. Again, if you want to follow along, dkhunley.com will take you to my link tree. And the link tree, if you go into my GitHub, you can find it. Although, one thing I do want to point out here real quick, if you are, I don't know why it's got all this stuff down here. If you are like newer to data science and you don't know necessarily how to set up your workstation, you'll see at the bottom down here, I have this big little project in here that kind of walks you how to do it. And I tried to make it as, I don't want to, idiot proof is not a nice word, but I tried to make it to where like anybody could follow along regardless of technical know-how. So and also because now that I have my Windows-based Microsoft Surface here, I have my Mac Mini, I can write a tutorial for both Mac and Windows. So this isn't 100% done yet, but I'm starting to get pretty far. I did a pretty robust thing for how to like customize a CLI specifically on Windows, with lots of pictures here, and you can see I've even been writing stuff down so people could understand how to do this. But like I tried to make it as straightforward, plain as day, this makes sense kind of as possible. So that's just an FYI. This is still a part of the same GitHub profile. So if you want to look at the movie ratings project, you can see that it's under movie ratings model here, and here we go. And so all of our stuff is in here, including the data. And I recently just updated the data like last night. I'm having trouble breathing right now. That's weird. I feel fine. I've already had COVID, so I hope that has nothing to do with it. I'm just tired. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up a notebook. So I did have go ahead and start to do a little bit of stuff within a model training pipeline here. So not much here. Basically, what we're going to be doing, and I'm actually going to move this over to another screen because we're going to be referencing a lot of our previous work, is we are going to be formalizing all of the feature engineering and all of the model selection into well, I guess it's going to technically two serialized models, because one is the regression model and one's the binary classification model. And then, so when this whole thing is done, then you'll be able to export those two as just two little pickle files, and then you can, when we want to make inferences, then we can just pop in raw data, and it'll do the cleansing and the inference all in one shot. So, and hopefully we'll get to that by the end of this notebook. So I already did some imports and things. So nothing here is something we haven't seen before. So like, if you recall from last time. Actually, no, you know what? I don't think I even said last time. So what we did end up landing on is for the binary classification, we are going to use a random forest classifier. And for the linear regression, or not linear regression, just regression model, we are going to be using the lasso regression model. And so I need to pull the hyperparameters from there, because we did the hyperparameter tuning as part of that other notebook. Okay. So let's go ahead and load in the training data as well. Loading in the training data. And what are we going to call this? df raw equals pd.read csv Up one, oops, gotta put quotes, up one, data, raw, what did I call? I think it's all data.csv. All right, look, TD is not defined. Okay, well that would be why. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the first few rows of the data. So let's do a df underscore raw dot head. I wonder if it's because these M&Ms, like, I don't know about these M&Ms. It feels like my like throat is coated with like syrupiness. I don't like this feeling, but I love the flavor of these things, so I'm not gonna stop. Oh, by the way, in case anybody's ever noticed, with this particular series of streams, since I am doing this whole project to support a podcast, I'm actually wearing the podcast t-shirt right now. So the podcast is called The Water Cooler, and so the reviewer's name is Kaylin Bean. Bean is spelled B-I-E-H-N. However, obviously it sounds like the food bean. So you can actually see like in the Ramones like t-shirt that another fan, Mr. Joe Giachiro, shout out to you, created with this t-shirt, that there's actually a bunch of beans on here, so representing the bean scale. I haven't worn it in every stream, so in case anybody's ever been curious about that. Okay, so you can see how many movies do I have in here? Because I like I said, I just updated this last night because I'm still working my way through the back. Because the way I've been collecting all these reviews is I work my way through the back catalog of there's one in here without a review. Interesting. I've been working my way through the back catalog, collecting, like listening to all the old water cooler episodes to collect all these things, and I've made my way through about 3/4 of the back catalog so far. This has been a full year in progress, because I think there's something like 400 episodes, and each of them are about an hour. So yeah, it's taken me a long time to collect all this information. All right, I got to find out what is going on. Why is there a movie without a rating? DF raw, DF raw, bean scale rating dot is null. Okay, so this is going to show me which one's null. Okay, I should have known this. So funnily enough, so the reason Air Force One is in here but without a score is because so they also, the water cooler guys do this thing called movie night, where they will watch a movie and give commentary on it, and then like allow like fans to listen in. And they did one on the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford. And usually at the end, Kalen will give a rating on the movie, but he neglected to. And like, it's kind of a joke at this point, but like he keeps telling me, like, because I keep asking for this rating, he keeps telling me, I need to go back and look at the archives. Like, I have gone back and looked several times. He definitely did not give a rating. So let's go ahead and drop I guess we're going to go ahead and drop this for now. Yeah. Dropping Air Force One. All right. Is there a way to drop just one value like this? Let me think. How do I do this? Movie. Whew. I'm tired, folks. Okay, what am I doing? I want to drop this record. How do I drop the record? All right, so df raw dot drop. All right, let me check real quick. Let's do a. All right, Pandas drop record based on value. I always forget how to do this. I don't know why. I've done this a million times. All right, so df raw. Okay, so df equals not using the drop function. So dot drop. Okay, so I wonder if I could just, well, what did I do here? I wish I wouldn't have deleted that. Okay. Df raw dot drop. Wonder if I could just do that. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Yeah, that's what I thought. Didn't think that was gonna work. Okay, well, let me try something else. Okay, it's one of the last ones in here. All right, let's go back and look in here. All right, so drop df.index. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this from here. I like to copy copy and paste below. Okay, so I need to do a df. All right, so I'm gonna df.raw.index .index. All right, so it's wrapping the whole thing in brackets. Okay, so df raw. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow thinking right now. All right, df raw. Okay. Now I'm not going to do the end place is true yet because I just want to make sure this works. Okay, now I'll do the end place is true. Well, I guess I'll just, you know, I'll keep it like this because this is just going to drop any that doesn't have any value. Dropping any movies with no actual review. So again, if you're not familiar with the idea of actual, so oh look, I got one of my bots in the YouTube chat already. Good afternoon, bot. If you're not familiar with what actuals are, it's basically the idea of ground truth. So if there's no ground truth value, in fact, I'll go ahead and put that. If there's no ground truth review, and then I need to do a comma in place equals true. Okay, now let's do a dfraw.info. All right, dfraw.info. All right, so no nulls now from that perspective. And it looks like we have 137 movies. And you know, we do see nulls in here. Reminder: this is the raw data set, so it's not been cleaned, and so we are going to have to do some feature engineering around that with the whole pipeline and everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and start incorporating the feature engineering feature engineering stuff. So I'm going to change this to a markdown cell. Feature engineering portion of the training pipeline. Because what we're going to do here is the way that scikit-learn works here is that it basically we're building a pipeline that's going to like go step by step down through each of these things to see what I actually want to do as far as feature engineering goes. So what I need to do is and again, some of the stuff I don't have memorized. It's just like from a conceptual perspective, I have it all under my head, but I don't have the actual syntax or anything memorized. So I'm going to review or reference previous material that I had already created for other blogs and stuff. Namely, and I don't remember if we did, because I know we were doing like the Titanic live stream project, and by the way, I haven't forgot about that. It's just that like I honestly don't know if I want to get back to it because we're kind of doing the same thing with the movie ratings model. Like the whole purpose of these live streams is not really like to finish a project; it's to learn things along the way in the terms of a project. So if we're learning the same thing or if we're doing the same thing twice, it's not really worth going through the project twice. But although I will say the Titanic model is a little bit more clear, or straightforward, I should say. So feature engineering, predictive modeling. So I actually did do a pipeline in here. So maybe I did do this as part of a previous live stream. I'm not going to do hyperparameter tuning this time. Saving the pickle file, creating the full pipeline. All right, so I did create helper functions here. All right, so I did. Okay, so we'll talk about this more in a little bit. I'm just looking to see what I did here. All right, so I did create a transformer, and I did what one hot encoder did I use? Okay, so I did use this same one hot encoder. I just want to make sure of that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, in fact, I'm just gonna copy and paste some of the stuff. So creating the data processor that will house the feature engineering. So let me go ahead and paste this. So what this is doing is saying, okay, I have a number of different transformers that I want to use amongst other columns, and so so what am I trying to say here? Did that not paste right? I guess it did. Well, that's kind of goofy though. All right, let me go ahead and put these back. Okay, so what this is what we did for the Titanic project. So what we did here as far as feature engineering goes is we had just a number of columns that needed one hot encoded. Then we had columns that just got dropped, and then if the columns were already good to go, then we just let them pass through. If you don't set this pass through, then actually this data preprocessor just like drops or deletes the columns. Okay, so let me go back to our, yeah, no, I want to go back to here, not here, here. And let's go ahead and start figuring out stuff that we want to drop. So we are dropping these three columns. So we are going to drop these three columns. And so columns to drop, we're going to replace these. Because I'm trying to see, do we actually need the custom transformers? Because I don't remember if, oh yeah, we are going to need one custom function transformer. Okay, no problem. All right, so we did numerical encoding. All right, so we are going to have to create some custom transformers. All right, so I actually am going to call this feature engineering helper functions. Okay, let's go ahead and make some space for ourselves. So what this is going to do is, as we did with this previous project before, is you can actually, whenever you want to do like a data pre-processing and you have like custom code that you want to use, that's not just like a one-hot encoder, you can create these things called like these functions, or like these helper functions. And so basically you can see here that when I'm doing like the age binning here, I can create a function transformer and then use it as part of the pipeline. So you can see here when I create the full pipeline, I'm doing like an age binning first, and then I do a feature engineering, and then at the end of it, I do a predictive modeling. So, that's one thing we're gonna have to figure out is, because we're doing this twice, I want to try to make this as modular as possible in the sense that like I don't want to have to rewrite things twice if I don't need to, because the feature engineering is going to be all the same for both of these models. So, yeah, yep, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and write our first helper function here. So I'm going to keep messing that up. Got to be careful with that. All right, so these are just being one-hot encoded, right? Okay, so I do need to do some numerical encoding. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Oh, I did need to cast these to int, didn't I? All right. All right, so I'm going to call this, what is this? Well, no, I don't need to. Yes, I do need to do this. Right? Oh, right? I'm only passing the X about, no, I am passing the Y values. Okay, well, what did I do here? I got to go back and look at what I did here, because I didn't have to do a transformation on the predictor value with some of these before. And what do I want to do here? Maybe I don't want to include this as part of the pipeline. Maybe I just kind of get out of this piece and not worry about that. All right, so I fit the train and the yeah. Okay. Is it only okay? All right, so I actually am going to change the truth values separated from here. All right, altering the predictor value for mean yes or no. Okay. I forgot that I did this. All right. I'm going to keep messing up these tabs. All right. I just need to change some of this stuff. All right. So instead of df, this is going to be df raw. All right. So maybe name raw, df raw, and then changing the data type. Okay, because this isn't like, this is kind of interesting. I wonder how this would work, but I kind of don't feel like figuring it out with the pipeline. I've never actually had to do an engineering on the raw piece. Predictor feature. If that makes any sense. All right, got another bot from the YouTube stream. Getting another M&M. I am feeling sluggish. Okay, so we do need to do one hot encoding on these other values. So how did I do this here? So it looks like I just need to put each of these through here. So primary genre, secondary genre, okay, and so I did a drop on those. want to see what I did here. I want to make sure that I'm handle unknown equals none. Use cat names. Okay, so far so good. All right, so we need to. All right, so this is the one where we're definitely gonna need to make an adjustment. So I'm gonna create a new function called generate movie age. So creating a helper function to engineer the movie age feature. So we're going to call this def generate movie age, and we're just going to take in the data frame for this, right? I'm never gonna. In fact, you know what I'm going to do here. I didn't mean to do that. No, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to move this to a new tab and do like a side split. It's kind of hard to do this stream when I'm so used to working on multiple monitors. Like if I want, but I can't use multiple monitors if I'm trying to share and do the live stream at the same time. So that's why I'm struggling a little bit right now. Let's move tab to a new window. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this back over and then put these as a side by side. Now, how does that look? Oh, much better. All right, so we got the features on the left, and then we have our old things on the right. Okay. Why is this not scrolling up? Why is this not scrolling down now? All right. Oh my gosh, this is gonna drive me batty. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're just taking the data frame. All right. I actually am gonna do a docstring on this because I'm trying to do this project like the right way. In fact, I want to look at something else I did. So iterm. No, you know what? I'm just gonna open up IntelliJ. Let's see how long this takes. Because I started to write Python files for some of these things already. Because I don't know why it's loading up the Titanic project. I didn't think I'd worked on this for a while. All right, so hold on. I hope it doesn't freeze up. I don't know if y'all recall a couple weeks ago, but I was doing something with IntelliJ that it like the whole stream just froze, or my whole computer just froze. Maybe it's because I got so much junk open right now. Open recent projects. Where is my movie ratings model? This window. Because I want to get the precise syntax of what I was doing here. Okay, so you can see I was trying to make this prettier. All right, generate delta.py. Okay, so here, so it was actually triple quotes. I am gonna copy this whole thing because we're gonna eventually peel these out and put them in Python files anyway. So I'm gonna put generating a movie age relative to the current year and the year that the movie was released. So what are we gonna put in is df a pandas data frame containing the raw data for movie, which year the movie was released. And then we are going to be returning back the same data frame, except I guess I can put that, delete that. Data frame containing the feature engineered, or I guess the newly engineered feature of relative year. Oh, you can't even see what I'm typing because my big old head's in the way. Sorry about that. Of year. Keep forgetting about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so that looks good. All right, now I'm gonna flip back and forth here again. All right, so we did basically we just need to copy these things over. So where's our year? So we need to get a current year using the date time table. So extracting current year. So current year equals date time now. I can delete this piece. Delete. And then we are going to iterate over everything to produce a new feature. All right, so I'm gonna do that. All right, so okay, and then we're gonna return them back to df. So that should be it for this one. I forgot to run this, so in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and restart and clear my stuff. this is the only. I mean, as much as I love working on a Jupyter notebooks, the only bad part is that if you don't run your cells in order, which I try to keep my cells as linear as possible, then. But sometimes as you're working throughout, then like things can get really messed up. So that's why at the end of the day, like if you're a data scientist, I highly encourage you. Now once you're done with your Jupyter notebook stuff, start to put things in actual Python files. And that's again why I'm kind of doing like all these doc strings and stuff, because I want to make a clear example of like what is like. So I'm a machine learning engineer, and like as part of my job, I help to like our data scientist to actually take the models that they've created, like we're doing here, and then deploy them out into production. And so I'm trying to write this in such a way that, like, as a machine learning engineer who hasn't really done the modeling on this, like, can I pick this up and just on face value, I don't think there's any getting around, like, having to engage a data scientist. But can we minimize that through, like, a very clear script like this? So we got a clear doc string. We got clear annotations throughout. Even if I knew nothing about this project when I walked up here right now, I think I could figure it out without having, like, other me helping me figure this stuff out. Okay. So, all right. Do we need to create any other? Yes, we do. We need to create another one for this. All right. I'm going to put this in the cell. So we're going to generate another, or we're going to create another helper function to remove the percent sign from, ooh, it got hot in my office all of a sudden too. All right, to remove the percent sign from the RT critic score. Remove RT percent sign. All right. Removing the percentage sign from the RT critic score feature. And if you're wondering why I'm not typing, I'm just feeling kind of weird, and it doesn't feel good to talk right now. All right, so let's go ahead and removing the percentage. And let's go ahead and paste this in here then. All right, was that all it was? All right, so we're iterating through rows, and we are just, okay, so yeah, we're literally just writing them back in place, so we can go ahead and do a return on df here. All right, we're good to go on there. Now we have to deal with null values. Yeah, we're gonna have to create functions for all these, right? Yeah, probably. Okay, no big deal. All right, I can go ahead and delete this. Maybe this is going to take a little bit longer than I thought, because I have so many of like these, they're not doing much, but I gotta address them anyway. Okay, so creating a helper function to handle nulls for, we're gonna have to do this a couple different times. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this here for the, I guess I could have done this in one shot, couldn't I have? In fact, I'm going to. Creating a helper function to perform engineering on RT critic score. Okay. All right, so I'm going to call this engineer RT critic score. And I'll just go ahead and drop that. Okay, so what I can do then is just do a null fill here, fill in a Okay, so that simplifies it a little bit. All right, so we knocked out one there. All right, I'm gonna copy this top part here. All right, now what's next? Whoops, I guess I gotta put this piece in here too. All right, changing the integer, the type to integer. Okay, so we knocked out, actually, maybe this isn't gonna be too terribly bad. All right, so we need to do handle nulls for metascore. Metascore. An updated version of the. Anybody have any questions so far? I know some of the stuff, you know, when you do live coding is, you know, you gotta just watch me kind of just chug away at actually just typing this stuff out. And like I said, I'm feeling kind of funky. Like, not bad. Like, it's just, I guess maybe the word is tired. I guess I've woken up like every day at like 4 a.m. this week, and then I instantly start working because that's all I do. All I think about. Like, and let me be very clear about this. Nobody's mandating that I do that. I'm just kind of a self-induced workaholic a little bit. Return df. Okay, so that was simple enough, and then we got one more in here. RT audience score. All right. I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Oh, did I not adjust this? Maybe. Oh, I didn't even adjust this up here. Engineering the Rotten Tomatoes critic score. Okay. Okay. And then what's the last one here? Audience score. Copy this down. For the RT audience score. All right. And then I just need to copy this. Okay, is that it? Let's see. I can't remember. There might be some other stuff in here. Maybe some more one hot encoding. Oh, maybe that was it. Because I remember that we actually didn't have to do a ton of feature engineering because a lot of these were actually good to go already, like revenue and stuff. So yeah, that's all good to go. All right, I'm gonna put a little blurb in here because I like to document my stuff. As we create our full training pipeline, we are going to need to do some feature engineering on the raw data. These helper functions in this section contain custom code that we can then apply to the full training pipeline so that we can engineer raw data from something more raw, unclean, to something that our model can use. All right. That's the one thing I really do like about Jupyter Notebooks too, is that you can actually put plain text comment. I like plain text stuff like this in the middle of these things. Well, all right. Generate movie age. Engineer RT critic score. Good. All right. Handle nulls for metascore. All right. So far so good. All right. I'm gonna do some more referencing back here. See if I did everything appropriately. So I think I forgot to import some of these things. So I need to import the function transformer and the column transformer. We'll stick it at the top here. I'm gonna adjust the order. The order doesn't really matter, but I'm a stickler for order. I want to make things kind of make sense as far as order goes. Okay. All right. All right, so we have all these things so far. I'm going to go ahead and do a restart and run all so far. All right, we have all these helper functions. And now we are going to, let's see what we got to do here. Oh my gosh, I don't know why this thing is not scrolling. Come on, scroll thing. All right, helper functions. All right, pipeline creation. So creating the age binning function transformer. All right, I'm actually gonna copy this because I am feeling a little bit lazy. This is still relevant. Pipeline creation. All right. Creating the appropriate function transformers for the custom feature engineering functions defined in the helper file. And actually, so what so one issue with trying to serialize a model like this is that you need to oh my gosh, you need to like actually have like these helper functions defined somewhere and imported alongside the model. So this is not a perfect process, and actually in my professional experience, I've never seen people actually bundle the feature engineering and the model like in one pickle file, and so they actually separate that out. And so whenever comes time for inference, the feature, like the model only sees like feature engineer data. It doesn't see the raw data. The feature engineering is handled outside of the pickle file. But I thought it'd be fun to include it all in one because it's a good skill to learn. Yeah, I spelled it appropriate wrong. Okay. All right, let's see what I did here. All right, so I just have just the one transformer. Is that right? Okay. Feature engineering. I don't know why I did this. Why I separated the function transformer from the rest of the data pre-processing. Because I don't think I needed to have done that. Okay. Because I think I could have done it as like just this, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this and drop this. Now I'm going to have to define some new transformers, so that's okay. All right, so we are going to do, what do we got here? All right, movie age engineering. And then comma. All right, and so what is the next one? So I want to use the function transformer, and then I don't know why I had to do the validate equals false, because I kept having some weird like a little issue with that. So function transformer, and we are going to do this on the and I got to put in the function. I know. What do we call this function? Generate movie age. Generate movie age. All right, we'll see how well this works. Generate movie age, and what was this being done on? This is being done on the RT critic score. Okay, one down, couple to go. All right. All right, what is this next one? Oh wait, no. Sorry. I messed that up. Movie name year. Why am I getting the movie name out like that? That doesn't matter, does it? I don't see why this piece of code right here matters. I don't remember what I was doing here. All right, so row Yeah, I don't see why I did that. No big deal. All right, so year. I meant to say year. All right, RT, critic, score, engineering. All right, another function transformer. All right. Whew. Anybody doing anything fun tonight? I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Legends Arceus on the Nintendo Switch. Big fan. I'm getting close to the end of the game. Very minor spoiler alert. In order to actually finish the game, you have to literally catch them all. Like, you got to catch every Pokemon. And I think I'm like 15 Pokemon away, and I'm kind of just getting tired of it at this point. Like, me and my daughter spent like an hour last night looking for a freaking Munchlax, and golly, like those things, because I guess they only have like a 8% spawn rate, and so what I'd have to do is just keep going, like flying back to my camp, changing the time of day, and then flying back to the spot where supposedly Munchlax was, and I did that like 50 times, and that got real old after a while. So, but I finally got him. Me and my girls were pretty jacked about that. All right, RT critic score. All right, comma. I'm missing a paren here. There we go. Right? Or did I add an extra paren? No, that was right. Sorry, that was my fault. All right, I misplaced the paren right here. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. What's next? RT audience score engineering transformer. I know I'm going out of order a bit, but I feel like this just makes more sense to do. Handle null for meta. Okay. Okie doke. All right. Meta score engineering. I also need to drop the movie name, because movie name is ultimately not necessary. Okay. Function transformer, handle nulls for metascore, validate equals false, RT, nope, metascore. All right, hopefully that's it. Like, I hope I got him. I don't really need this anymore now, do I? All right, let me do some cross-reference again back here. Okay, so if I did this right, and we're going to start off doing the RFC pipeline, just because. All right, so I do need to come back in here and reference a different file, actually. GitHub, movie ratings model, notebooks, feature or model selection, because I did the hyperparameter tuning as part of this other notebook, so I just want to see what hyperparameters I ended up leveraging. So next up, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. All right, so I did not do it. No way, I did. Min sample split was 5. Min samples leaf is 2. Max. Oh wow. Okay, so almost spot on. All right, so I can get rid of this. I haven't done a split on the X and Y, have I? Okay, I need to do that. All right, so pipeline creation. All right, for the random, for the binary classification model. All right. Okay. Okay, because typically what you should be doing is you should do a train test split or a k-folds validation to like separate for validation purposes, but I'm not going to. I need every little bit of data I can get. And we already did the validation as part of another notebook, so I'm not really worried about that. Again, here, like we already did the validation as part of that whole other live stream that we did last week, so I'm not even going to worry about that. All right, but I do need to separate the predictor value from the other stuff. All right. Separating the predictor value y from the remainder of the data set x for what? The binary classification model. Okay. X equals df raw dot drop. And so we're actually going to need to drop two different columns here, if you recall. So we're going to need to drop yes or no. So this is our actual predictor value, but that we have two predictor values as part of this whole thing. So bean scale, is it rating or score? I don't remember. I never remember rating. There we go. All right. Y equals df raw, and then we just want the bean scale, or the bean yes or no. Or no. All right. Okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? In fact, I'm just going to copy and paste this down here. Okay, that looks good. How about the y? That looks good as well. Okay, so if I did this right, we should be able to do a training on the data. I feel like I'm going to regret that I'm not doing the formal train test split. Nah, well, let's go for it. All right, so formally training the random forest classifier. In fact, I'm going to call this the binary classification. Binary All right, so what we need to do then, dot fit x and y. All right, I don't know if this is going to work on the first try. We'll see. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. All right, so something happened here. Tuple is not a callable object. I got some sort of syntax thing screwed up here, I know. Comma might help. And I'm going to actually slide that down here. Yeah, that makes it a little bit more readable. Okay. Embarked. Oh, did I leave something in here? Where does it say embarked at? Whoops. Yep, I did. My bad. All right, what did I do here now? Movie name. Is it not called movie name or is it called movie title? Let's see, X. No, it's movie name. Why won't it let me drop that? All right, what did I do wrong here? notice what I did wrong here? I don't know what I did wrong here. Columns drop, movie name, TMDB ID, TMDB popularity. Remainder is going to be passed through. Oh, I see what I did. Again, this is what happens when you run your cells out of order. Okay, it looks like it actually worked, and I'm kind of regretting the fact that I didn't actually set aside at least one record. In fact, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and do a traditional split, but I am gonna make it to where the validation is like way lower. All right, where do I have a split function at? Because I'm kind of feeling lazy. All right. All right, gotta put this at the top of the notebook. Okay. I don't know why. I almost feel like I have COVID brain right now. Like I don't know if y'all have had COVID at all, but like that brain fog is kind of a real thing. I kind of just feel like I'm foggy right now. I know what I'm doing. Like this should have been a very quick live stream, but I'm just feeling kind of dumb today, and I don't know why. Like the COVID brain is 100% a real thing, and it was terrible. Like because you just can't think straight, and like it for no inexplicable reason. Like it's just so odd. All right, so I am going to perform a train test split here, and then we're instead going to, but I want to, all right, what is the, all right, because I know there's like a way to adjust the threshold of like what you do train test split, like because I want to just do, I want to make use of as much of the data as possible. Okay. All right. Train size, test size. Test size equals, I'm going to actually just do 5%. Can I do 5%? Test size equals 5%. Test size equals 0.5. 0.5, I should say. Y train. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and restart and run all these cells. Fortunately, this is, this is kind of also why we did the feature engineering and some other stuff in a different notebook, because look how fast that ran. Like the whole thing is already done. All right, now let's go ahead and do some validation, or at least some prediction. All right, so getting the generating inferences on the trained, generating inferences, valpreds equals this pipeline xval. Okay, valpreds, and generating the values and printing out the metrics. Well, that means I'm going to have to import these things again. All right, so let's go ahead. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Why? All right. And I know it's just got the 2. I just want to verify that this worked at all. So I'm not super concerned. Oops. Whoops. I'm not super concerned about like these things, because remember we already did it. Like in fact, I might even go ahead and split these down again. Okay, so kernel restart and run all. That might help if I remove this. I don't need a confusion matrix. Is that basically what we saw with the last time? I think we did. I think we saw this. I think we're actually doing this right now. Okay, so let's look at this, because I think this is more or less accurate. Yeah, 78%. We got a 71%. Okay, not great, but like, okay, so this is working. Okay, so now we just need to do the same thing for the next step. And so this is going to look very similar, but the only thing we're going to do here then And I'm actually going to go ahead, since I did verify this worked. All right. I'm going to put another header in here. Markdown. I'm going to call this training the binary. Because I want as much data as I can possibly get. Okay. All right. All right. Just call me Maddie McConaughey. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's do the same thing with the regression. Now, there is one little caveat in here, and if you recall that we have to do a scaling on the data, and that's fine. We can do that. All right, so we are going to, we're going to make use of the same data processor again because it's going to be doing the same thing, but we are going to, I'm going to copy this down. I'm actually going to move this up. Yeah. All right, so what we need to do here is adjust this to being scale rating. Okay. All right, so that's all good to go, and then we can where did that character come from? Weird. All right. Regression pipeline. Okay, so instead of the random forest classifier, we're going to use lasso regression. All right, so lasso regression, what do we do here? No hyperparameters. No, that was linear regression. All right, so I guess the only thing we need to do was that. So lasso, and then I can go ahead and clear out all these things. Got an extra paren now. All right, so lasso alpha equals, what was that? 0.275, 0.275, and so we did that. Now we need to actually do a scaling, feature scaling, and I'm trying to remember how we actually did this. Did I do this as part of this other project? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Well, out of sheer curiosity, let's run. Oops. Let's go ahead and run this without it, just to see if it works. It's hot in my office. Regression. Oops. Oh my gosh. No, stop that. All right. So this should work, but it's not going to be super accurate if I don't do the feature scaling. Okay, so it did work. All right. Let's just do a quick Google search then. Scikit learn pipeline add feature scaling. All right. Feature scaling data for machine learning as part of the pipeline. Yeah, that didn't look good. They take me, they break me. I feel so far. I feel so far away. I feel so far away, thinner at the waistline. I'm feeling thinner at the waistline. I did a feature scaling, right? Am I just... Oh, yeah, okay. I am not going nuts. It is there. It's just... Okay, well, I am going nuts. All right, another thing to add to our growing list of scikit-learn stuff. We're using the whole scikit-learn library here, folks. Look at that. Look at all that stuff in there. Okay, so... because I'm thinking that we could just... I don't know if this is going to work, but what I'm trying to do here is... scalar equals... I didn't do anything fancy with that, did I? I think I just used it as is. I didn't do anything necessarily special. Yeah, I did. All right. Okay, so standard scalar, feature scalar. Because what I'm hoping is that we could just pop this in here and let's see what happens. Okay, this is what happens when you run your cells out of order. All right, restart and run all. I'm not sure that this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. Tuple is not callable. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that would be because I didn't put a comma there. Okay, so it looked like it did work this time. So let's do that same thing that I did before. Let's do a temporary like split. So why did I delete that stuff? Why do I punish myself so? Okay, let's go and look for that code again. All right, so I did a split here. Test size equals 0.05. All right. Train, Y, train. All right, now we should be able to go back in here and get me some stuff. This isn't looking pretty, but I'm just doing it just to make sure this thing worked. Like I don't, like I said, like when I validate that this thing works, then I'm gonna remove the train test split. That way I kind of train on every little bit of data it got, since I've only got 137 movies here. And then, so what's probably gonna happen in the next live stream? And oh my gosh, this has already gone over an hour. It doesn't feel like that long. This Null pipeline is dope. Darn tootin'. Okay. The reason I'm laughing is because every once in a while my wife likes to get in like one of these chats. So she's in the YouTube stream right now, and she just typed in there, "Love the snack sounds." I know, this is good pod or good stream sounds. Nobody wants to hear me chewing on my M&Ms. Oh golly. Love you too, wife. All right, I guess I'm gonna just grab this whole line here. That's pretty funny. I got a good laugh out of that one. It is so darn hot in my office right now. I'm gonna be laughing about that one for a while. All right. Love the snack sounds. Oh my gosh. All right, restart and run all. All right, let's see how long this takes. Let's see if this works. And if it works, I will be happy. Okay. it works. It's not great, but like this is more or less what we saw before. Okay, so I can delete this cell now. X, Y. All right, I can go ahead and remove this. All right, so I guess the only thing that we need to do left is serialize these models, because this is really it. Like this is, and we'll cover it all. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish this last piece, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. All right. I'm still laughing about that. Love snack sounds. All right, saving the serialized models. Okay. Actually, I need to check real quick if I have a place to save these already. I should. Models, okay. And I actually did want to use Cloud Pickle for that, so I guess I got another thing to import. And the reason I'm using Cloud Pickle is for some reason, because you can use JobLib or like in standard pickle. Why do my lips look so orange on like the stream right now? Is it because I'm eating these dang M&Ms? Like, all right, this is the last time I'm eating M&Ms on a live stream because apparently I just embarrassed myself trying to do this. Love the snack sounds. Oh my gosh. I'm just texting my text real quick. I'm still laughing about that. That's good. That was one of the funniest things I've seen all week. Oh my gosh. I'm a mess today. Alright, so pipeline saved. Okay. Boom. I'll do that in a minute because all I got to do we are on the home stretch for sure. Regression pipeline. All right, so if this all worked, let's go ahead and restart clear output. All right, I didn't run all these cells. Oh my gosh, that really tickled me, as you all can tell. Okay, so it looks like it worked. Let's go ahead and do a quick review on what we did. So it's pretty simple. What we did, all right, so of course we needed to import our stuff here, stuff being a technical term. We imported the raw data set here, and then I did have one movie in there that did not have a review, so that wasn't going to be any good, so I did an isNull drop on those things. Changing the predictor value from just doing a straight numerical coding from the yes or no to a 0 or 1. And then we actually started to do like some helper functions here. So what these helper functions we're doing again is these are things that are doing some feature engineering on some very specific columns. And then whenever we got all those things done, then we can start to pull these things to a single pipeline. So you can see here we got a number of different feature columns here. And then as we scroll on down, here is where we actually put all these things into a single what I call a data preprocessor. I guess I could have called that like a feature engineering pipeline or something like that, but data preprocessor works okay. And so it's using this column transformer, scikit-learn function, and then all these different transformations. So we have a couple different columns that needed one hot encoding, so that's what this is doing here. And then we have all these different ones that are doing the function transformer. So we have the movie age being engineered, the Rotten Tomatoes critic score and audience score, the Metascore all being engineered by their own custom functions. And then we have a number of columns that we had to drop, so because they weren't going to be worth anything. So movie name and the two IDs obviously are going to get dropped because those are just like identification values. And then I did, as part of like the data pull pipeline, I did pull this other field called TMDB popularity, but that field ended up not being worth anything, like because it was a highly variable feature depending on the time of year. So like for example, like the movie The Matrix. So like the movie The Matrix probably wasn't super popular in 2018. Not to say it's not a good movie or a popular movie, but it probably wasn't that popular in 2018 as opposed to the end of 2021. And the reason it was far more relevant at the end of 2021 is because we had the newest Matrix 4, also known as the Matrix Resurrections, come into play. And so people were going back and watching the original Matrix trilogy to catch up on that. And so therefore, in late 2021, for the movie The Matrix, the TMD popularity shot up. And so this is not really a predictive feature because of the variability there. And so I went ahead and dropped that. And then, of course, we did have a number of features that did not have any transformations that needed on them. They were good to go as is, so we did a pass through on these. So basically, that's what's saying is, okay, if you are not directly called out above, you pass through as is, no changes necessary. Okay, and so then we took this pipeline and then we started we took this data pre-processing feature column transformer thing, and then we started to put it into our actual models here. So in order to do a full training, we had to split the DF raw between X and Y predictor data set, the predictor value being Y, the remainder of the training data set being X. So we again are not doing a validation here because we already did validation as part of our other notebook in a previous live stream. I also did a whole blog about that. And then we finally put it all together in one nice clean little pipeline. So you can see here, as part of the steps here, we did a feature engineering with a data preprocessor, and then the predictive modeling with the random forest classifier using the hyperparameter tuning or the hyperparameter tuned parameters that we got from our other notebook here. So like, for example, n estimators equals 50 and so on. And then we did a fit. And same concept here for regression down below. We did a natural split here. The only thing different here is that in the middle, before we actually did the actual predictive modeling, we did a feature scaling on the data. And so then we did a fit here. And so you could see we did a fit here. And then finally, last but not least, we wrote these models out as pickle files to like this models directory here. So actually, if I go here, let me go ahead and show you. So if I term, okay, so repos cd movie ratings model. Okay, so if we look in our finder here and we look inside here, we have two pickle files. And so what we're going to end up doing next time is we're going to put everything together in an inference pipeline. And with that inference pipeline, we will finally start to get some predictions from these things. So we are so close to actually having these models themselves done. Now, I do want to do some other streams where we actually like deploy these out as maybe like something like a real-time API. But yeah, so but the next stream we are going to do a feature engineering, an inference pipeline. So training pipeline done. So more or less, so this is still inside of a, this is still inside of a Jupyter notebook right now, but it's basically just going to be copying and pasting all these same cells out of here and putting them in a like one clean Python file. Actually, I might do a helpers file where you have the helpers as part of these. Lost my train of thought. Helpers as part of its own Python file, and the reason that is because whenever we load back up these pickle files, I think I need to have also imported all these things so to make use of them. But we'll talk about that in an extra live stream. Let's go ahead and call it a day for now. Let me go ahead and save my stuff. So save, close out of that. All right. So git status, git add all. Git commit, completing trained or generating trained models. Git push origin main. All right, so these all should be up in GitHub for you now. So let's do a quick check on that. And movie ratings model. All right, so there's our models. All right, there we go. So that looks good. All right, let's check our notebooks real quick. So the model training notebook here contains everything that we did today as part of this live stream. And then, yeah, this is looking good. Okay, we're making progress, folks, and we didn't really have any hiccups today, aside from the fact that I'm just like out of it apparently. I love the snack sounds. I'm not gonna get over that. That was too funny. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up there for today. So next stream we will be doing the inference pipeline. As a reminder, though, next stream I don't know why I've got like this orangey look to myself. Like, is it just me? Like, I feel like it, especially when I get close to the mic, it almost looks like my mouth, like I've been eating just a bunch of Cheetos, which I do not like Cheetos. I'm sorry. But so next week I will be at Great Wolf Lodge with my girls, having some fun in the not sun. But it's gonna be fun. So no live stream next week. We will be back the following week and having more fun with our movie ratings model here. So catch you all next time. Thank you for joining this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You know how to reach out to me: LinkedIn, Twitter. I'm DK Hundley everywhere. So yeah, we'll go ahead and call it a day there. Thank you all. Hope you all have a great weekend. So catch you all next time. Thank you for joining this.